Good evening and welcome back to a brand new episode of Ads Metal Detecting. I'm Ads, and on today's episode you're going to see two digs in one, just so we've got enough footage for an episode. The first dig you're going to see is Pinchbeck. So I'm going to switch away now. We're going to cut to Pinchbeck and I'll do the intro for that one there. So bear with me 2 seconds and you'll see me back very soon. Good evening and welcome back to a brand new episode of Ads Metal Detecting. I'm Ads, and on today's episode we're out with Digging History. It's their logo there, link in the description if you want to come on a dig with them. We're out in Pinchbeck today. We're on the hunt for history, and as you'll have seen, I've had a tiny little trim. Not I've had a full trim, just a little trim, just to tidy up, just so I don't look like, you know, somebody who's been found on the street. If you will have seen the last episode, absolutely fantastic. And once you have a dig like that, the following week when you come out, expectations are very high, and normally come shuddering down and we don't find very much, but we are hopeful today. We are sponsored by Dragon Detecting, so for all your detecting needs, 10% off most items. Use our code, which is AMD10. That's Dragon Detecting's logo just there, but that code there is a quite unique code because you can use that at Relics MD for the must-have finds pouch and the newest gloves onto the market, which are just here. You can also use that at Swing and Dig, who are absolutely fantastic. You will have seen, or you will see, what I'm sporting today, the golden beard. We're hoping it's a lucky golden beard. More about that shortly. In fact, here's a little clip. And so you'll see that's from Swing and Dig. You can use my code, which is AMD10, at all three of those places. All fantastic companies, all provide a fantastic service. Now we're out today on the hunt for history. We're very hopeful. I'm not going to waffle on for absolutely ages because apparently sometimes I talk too much. So we're going to cut this one short. We're going to get on digging. We have had a fantastic episode last time. You will have seen it with the lots of Roman coins came up, hammered, silver, lots of really good episode, really fun day digging. And I hope we don't come crashing down to earth this week, but we are out. We are hoping to find some good stuff. So I will see you on the first. We are on to our first signal just there. 17s, 18s and 19s, dig down. It's just this little thimble. Just there, it's just cracked around this top bit, fairly modern. Have a little clean, get rid of this muck, and we'll see what we've got. There we go, just that little thimble. You can tell with these holes just here that it's more modern. But first find, let's get on to the next one. We've just come up to this top bit and I think we're on hammered. So we've got the thimble already just down here. You'll see it in a second just here. Let's give you a VDI. 25s, 26s, 27s, and I've seen it a little bit. It's just here. So can you see what I can see just there? And I think we're onto a cut half. But let's give it a clean up and let's see what we've got. Pull this little bit off here. There we go. Let's give it a quick spray. so there we go guys, it's a voided long cross, so this will be a Henry III. We'll get it a bit more cleaned up in the roundup. You can just see just there, you'll have Henrik above the top just there, and we'll get some more detail in a bit. It's just curled over, but we're onto enamored. We cannot complain. Let's get some pictures and let's move on. Got one here, you see it just there, give you the numbers, 51, 52, 53, 54, it's all over the place. If we look down, I think that is a pocket watch. So let's have a much clean as we can on here, but that's what I think that is. Alright guys, and you see as I've just tried to lift it up, we have just broken it a little bit, so we're going to let that dry out. We're going to let that muck dry out, we're going to wipe that off, we want to see what we've got, so I'll join me soon to see it. But I think it's a little pocket watch just there, you can see where it's just starting to open there, but we'll get it cleaned up and we'll see if we can open it. Let's go on to the next. Alright guys, cleaned it a bit up off camera. You can see there, the problem is if I start to move any of this, it's going to break completely. Apologise if you can hear all that wind, it's very windy, always is. So that's the top there, something would have come out there, so presume it would open from here or here. But can you see, as soon as you put any pressure on, this is all going to break away from it. I'd love to get it open and show you. We will see whether we can, but I doubt it at this moment in time without breaking it completely. But it's a pocket watch. I can't see any engravings on it, I can't see anything. Will be a cheap one, but it'd be nice to have a look just to see what's remaining inside. It's fairly heavy, so I'm guessing there's a lot of mud, and if we where is that opening there? Just there, look, you can see it, all the mud that's in there. But it's a nice find, it's brilliant. So let's carry on and let's see what else we can find. On to the next. Lately stuff's coming up, but we've had a tough one just here. 58, 59, 60, and just down here, this one, which I thought was a musket ball, but it ain't. That is huge, but we can see the holes here into it, and I think that is a little rabbit weight. I think got the holes there. There we go. You just see, I think that's a little rabbit weight, but it's a find. Huge lead weight. On to the next. Alright, it's update time of the stuff that's not been caught on camera. We've got this here little washer just there. We've got this button just here, again faceless, little bent over shank on the back, but it's a faceless button. A little tack just there, little pieces of lead like this, lots of those up today. Another faceless button. We thought we might have a little bit of design on there, but unfortunately not. 4 holers just there, little lead caps just there. This interesting piece of lead, it's been worked into this shape. It was something. What it was, we have no idea. We've got these 2 little marks just here and the lead building up there. So it was something. What it was, I don't think we'll ever know. Little bit of nothing just there. And then this little button, and this is a tiny button just in comparison. Look at that, absolutely tiny. Again, nothing on it, that's just the markings of the button. But there we go. So that's you all cooked up. It's been a bit of a struggle after this good start this morning. Cannot complain at all. We're going to keep going for another half an hour. I'm going to see if we find anything else. On to the next. Alright guys, just when you think you should be giving up, just down there, let me get you. So 2930s, I've already seen it. You can probably guess what it is. It's just there in the clod, just there, and I think we can see there, look, avoided long cross. So it's going to be Henry III. We can see it there. I think this is a cut half, but it's got some really nice detail. It'll be our second hammer today. We were going to give up, and I've just come to this side here. It's just in the trench, just down here. So we're going to give it a clean up. A little bit of an imprint just on there. And then we've got a little bit of a imprint just on there. But that's what we've got. It is a cut half. We're going to give it a little spray. But that looks like another cut half and another Henry III for the day. Let's get some spray. Guys, we are fully cleaned up, and this is some really nice detail on there. So we'll flip it over the other side. Avoided long cross just there, cut half, nice and precise down there. Some lovely detail, as though this was lost once it was cut. Then on the other side we have, line this up. Have the detail just there. There's a beautiful Henry III voided long cross. We're going to get some pictures of that, see if we can find any more for the day. Amazing, absolutely stunning. Sevens, just take you down, and just here I saw, let's get you focused, and here we go. I saw this bit, where is it? I saw that, and I thought we were on to another little hammered, but it's come out, and I think if we look closely, it's just the front of a button. There's a little bit of design on that front bit there, and then it's indented on the back. So I don't think we're actually on a coin. I've looked very hard at this one, but I think that is the indent of there, and there's some kind of design on there, and this would have been over the top of a button, but I thought we're on triple hammered. But nice little button, some design work there. You can see something in there, you see around the outside bits there, but just a little button. So let's crack on and get on to the next. We are on to the roundup. We'll start just here. That's that little button that you last saw just there that we thought might be something else. We've got this little thimble just here that we found very early on. We've got this here which I think will be a little rabbit net weight. Could be wrong. If you think I'm wrong, let me know, but that's what I think that is, a little rabbit weight. And then we've got this. It's a pocket watch. It is mangled and destroyed, and I don't think there's any way to preserve it. We may pop it open, I'm not 100% sure yet. We're going to leave it as it is for now. As it's dried out, you can see, look, it's just battered and bruised. If you look, you can see all the cogs in there. Well, that's that one. This was the first cut half we found early on, and then we were struggling for signals, and then last off this little beauty here, which is absolutely amazing. Little voided long cross, the detail on it is absolutely fantastic, you can see there. Whereas this one, a bit bent over, looks like it's ready for snapping. To be fair, you can just see that crease just down there. Well, there we go, that's another little voided short cross. So 2 hammers for the day. Result, a little pocket watch, thimble, bit of everything today. I'm going to flip you around, we'll do the outro. Right, that was the dig at Pinchbeck. You will have seen our finds there. I'm not going to babble on for too long, because now we're going on to Weston. Now, we've been here before. Video, a couple of episodes you'll have seen when we visited Weston, and there was lots of Roman that came up on there. I think I had a full hammered, which allowed me to have a little trim. We also got the William III silver. There was the cut half penny, the Cistercian. There was lots and lots of finds from there. Now, this is a revisit. Nothing's been done to the land. It's a complete revisit. So today we're not expecting too much, although there was a lot that came up last time, so there should still be stuff in there. There always is, and the ground conditions change all the time. So let's cut from that, let's get straight on, and I'll see you on the first hole in Weston. Alright, just here with my wife, just got this coin just up here. See, that looks a little bit toasted. I'm going to have a little spray, see what we get. Just have a look what numbers this came up on. So, in the 90s there, you can just see, you can't. 85s through to the 90s. We're not going to get much off that as it is. Let it dry out and see if we can get anything in the roundup. There is something there, just not sure what. There we go. On to the next. Alright guys, we are on to a signal just here. You might be able to see it, it's just down there. 33, 34, just took a long time for me to get a decent signal. But there we go. And that's what it is. That's a pot leg. I can see that by this rim here. And we've got a little foot here, but we're going to have a little clean up so you can see it. It's a thinner one, so the pot wouldn't have been huge. But it's a pot leg. Let's have a clean up. And we'll see. And you can see what I can see. guys. There's a little bit still on there, but we can decipher some bits here now. So this has worn away. That would have been the foot there. This is the rim down, and this would have gone up and supported a pot. It's a pot leg. So that's what we've got there. It's another find on this field. A lot of people try to date these. It is hard because they could be from various ages, from medieval, post-medieval and before, but it's a nice little find. It has some age to it. It's a nice bronze little item there, and we are going to move on to the next one. Guys, I'm just with my wife. She has found what appears to be something amazing. If you look down there, you might just see it. Now I think this is old. Let's just go over. So on the Manticore, shut up, all over 68, 71s, all the way up to 80s. But it's a nice strong signal. If we move that to one side, and we'll get this dais too, and you can see what it's like on the dais too. You're not going to hear the sounds because it's just through the earphones, but that's 88s all the way through. I could see a 99 on there, so it's ranging, but we're mainly stable on the dais too between 88 and 89 now. Okay, so let me put that back just there. I'm going to go down, I'm going to grab it, and it's just this, which is unassumingly doesn't look very much until you start to look in detail at it. Now I've noticed something already. You see this top bit here, these are all very as they were at the top. As we go down to the bottom, I think they look worn a little bit. And then if we look at this top bit there, it's not as worn as this bit, so that suggests to me that something went through there. Now if that was just a standard, let's say medieval bridal ring, there wouldn't be anything fancy on here. This is decorated. I feel that this is Bronze Age, and I actually feel that it might be a chariot ring, terret ring, whatever you want to call it. So we would have had potentially some leather straps that went through there. So that is what I believe this to be. Now most people don't know what this is, so if you do have any idea and it's different, I mean, what I can show you is it fits on the ring. I don't think you'd have wore it as a ring, but it does fit there. It could be jewellery, it could be anything. I think we're right on the money with what it is, but we're going to give it a clean up. We're going to see what it looks like, and we're not going to be too heavy handed in the clean up. I think we're just going to do a little dry clean up on it, but do a little clean up. We'll see what we've got. But I think that is potentially find of the day. I think that is old, and that is a cracking find. I think that is Bronze Age. Let's give it a little bit of a clean up and we'll get some pictures. Okay, so as cleaned up as we're going to be, you're never ever going to get this until you get home a real good clean on the field. You don't want to over clean it because you could damage it. But let's just take a minute just to look through the details, just so you can see. So that's all the inside just there. You see how it differs as we go round. The only thing that would put me off that it would be something like a terret ring is because there's normally like a flat bit this side, so they go round and there's a flat bit, but that wear there is the thing that makes me believe that that's what it is. But there you go, you've got all the pictures of that. We're going to get some pictures now, but that is a cracking find. That is amazing. Let's get some pictures, we'll see what else we can find. We're on to another signal just down here. Just see it's kind of roundish, just there. So let's get this. High 70s, 80s. It's come from down in that hole. So you're talking a really good pinpoint to length just there. We'll grab it up. And it's just this one. Now I've switched it on because I'm not sure if that's Roman, but we're going to have a little clean up and see if we can see anything. But potentially we're on to another Roman from this field. Let's have a quick spray up and we'll see. Right guys, that's what we've got, and I think we can see enough on that to say this is a fragment of a Roman coin. It's battered, bruised, cut, and there's not much detail coming through, but there's enough detail to suggest that is a mighty thick coin. Mighty thick. If you think any different, comment below. Oh, we've dropped that. If you think any different, you can comment below, but I think that's the remnants of a Roman coin. So there we go, another find for the day. Well, let's keep going on to the next. Right guys, just about there, that's his next find. Now when we came up here last time, let me just show you something. You see just in this distance behind this tree, this is where all the Romans were coming up, hammered, silver and everything there. So just about there, where they all are there, yes sir? So that's where everything was coming up. There was a lot of people up here, and I'm talking right up near the edge. A lot of people up and down here. Now at the end of the dig here, my wife found a cut half. Another gentleman found two. So this area has been heavily detected, but I think, and I could be wrong by saying this, I think that is hammered from what I've seen. So it's just there. I'm going to reach down and take a look. So this is what's just poked out just there, and I think that's a hammered. It's a cut half, I think. So there you go, switch it to that one. I honestly think that must be a cut half. I'm going to give it a little spray, but we think we might be onto the hammered. That is hammered all day long. There we go. Now, before we have a look at this in detail, I'm not sure whether I give you the VDIs. So let's give you a quick. In 24s, 25s, it is a very thin cut half. It is heavily tarnished on that side, just there. We can make out some detail, but if we look on this back here, that, spin this so we can see, they're just there. That's a voided short cross. You can just see just in this bit there where we've got it. Now it is heavily tarnished, and I'm not able to tell you of what flavour here, but it's a little cut half, heavily tarnished, but a cut half nonetheless. So we cannot complain. It's another hammered. Let's get some pictures and we'll move on to the next. But that is excellent. Alright, we've got a signal down here, just one just down here. You can just see it just there. 21s, 22s, and it's just this, just there, and it looks like we've got some kind of design work on here and a little hook here, and that might be a little close hook. We're going to have a quick clean and see if we can see anything on there, but that's what that might be. Let's have a little wash up and see what we've got. Right guys, we're all cleaned up, something would have been attached here, maybe like this, but that very much looks like a clothes hook to me. Quite an old one, but that is quite a very nice find. You can see, if I can get you close enough, there would have been some little detail up here, but obviously it's worn away over time. Well, that is another cracking little find. Amazing. Just gone on to the next. Right guys, just a little roundup. This is my pot. It's not absolutely full, but there's a variance of stuff that I have found. This is a medieval pot leg, which you'll see just there. We've got this, which is the remnants of what would have been a Roman coin, big, thick, chunky thing, as expected from the stuff that we have found on here. Then this little beautiful close hook that was found later on in the day. Really do like that one. That was fantastic to find. And then if I can find it, which one have I put it in? Just down here to protect it. My find of the day, which was this cut half. Just there, voided short cross, as we've alluded to in the episode earlier. But that is the roundup for me. We're now going to move on to my wife's. So if you bear with me just 2 seconds. So this is my wife's finds. We've got a lovely bit of bronze pot just there. Various little bits and pieces as you would associate with detecting various chunks of things. We have got the toasted coin from earlier. That's this one. I can't see anything on it at all. We've let it dry. I can't even see any shadows on there. I don't think there's a magnificent age to that. It is a nice thick coin for the size of it, so we can only guess as to what that is. And this little George V farthing, my eyes deceiving me on the date, because I can see some 9s, 8s, 7s, everything on there, but it's a George V farthing. Little halfpenny. Then we've got this. Now this is quite a nice find. This is off a spur. It's the rowel, I think they call it, that goes on the back of the spur. So the spur around the heel, this on the end, and flicks that little 6-sided star. Some people may mistake this for something else, but it's not. That's what it is. So if you ever come across one of these, the size of it, it would be a spur. That's the hole where it goes through there and it'll flick round there. It's a lovely little find. There is some age to that. I would think that that does date back to at least the post-medieval period. And then find of the day is this beautiful ring. Look at that. That's absolutely beautiful. And that is old. I think that is somewhere in the region of 3,000 years old. It's a lovely, lovely little piece. And as I say, this area here that's worn would have been a strap that went through there like that. So it's absolutely awesome little piece. Great find, something different, but absolutely amazing. That's it. I'm going to flip you around. We're going to do the outro, and then I'll see you in a little second. That is the end of the 2 episodes. Some fantastic finds across the 2 episodes, and none more so than what I think is a Bronze Age terret ring that my wife found. If it's any different, please let me know in the comments. But I think that is what that is. It's been a cracking 2 days digs with digging history. We've done all the links and comments and descriptions, whatever. It's in the description. Go and check there if you want to come on digs with them. It is absolutely boiling hot. I'm not going to waffle on too long, other than to say, if you've got this far, please think about subscribing, because it really does help this channel grow. Thank you for those that have watched, and thank you to those that watch this in the future. I've been Ads, and I'll see you on the next episode.